And we are live. I hope people hear me. I think so. My little mic thing is moving. We've got Crab here today, and that was messing with Lyran stuff. And we've got Tanky as usual, our resident dropship captain,
Sup?
and ubiquitous Quirk. We'll have that here. So I've actually got the army composition rules written down. They are on the website for those who would want to peruse them. I'm actually going to throw a link to the current version because we're probably going to review it and mess with it a little bit today. We've got some Lyran stuff. We've got some nice little Death Commando stuff, the Laughing Skull guys. So we've got a few different things we're going to look at. And we might be messing with building a mech or a series of mech, more to be more precise. So for those who are joining in, or is my stream live on YouTube, or is YouTube messing up? Because it doesn't show anybody on YouTube. Let me just check the YouTubes. I don't think I'm banned off YouTube yet, even though I made a mistake with the Omni Centurion video.
Yeah, it looks like it's running.
Okay.
You know, I meant to DM you about that Omni Centurion video. I think you're that little fluke right there with the Centurion Echo upload. I think you might be onto something there. Might be a thing. I don't know. I'll DM you about it later.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I prefer my Yenlo Wan configuration to their Echo configuration, but that's just me. I mean, an hatchet and a Gauss rifle is not a bad thing. Or, I mean, I'd almost go with an AC-20 still, just because AC-20s are fun. They're not great, but they're fun.
I mean, an Introtech basic AC-20 is still an AC-20 with the added benefit in the Ill-Clan era of being able to fire specialty munitions. So you still have a little bit of utility with it.
Precision AC-20, banned immediately.
Yeah, but you got 2 shots a ton. I mean, it's 2 shots a ton.
That's all I need.
Well, and what I'm saying, though, is my local group actually banned that, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, why? It's only 2 shots. Even a mech that has a 2-ton bin, that's 4 shots of precision AC-20 bullets. Like, it balances itself out.
I think we're all of us here in my general vicinity. Everybody's like, yeah, stop banning things. Just adapt to it, or have fun. I mean, unless you're doing the big tournaments at like Gen Con or whatever. I mean, but even there.
But even then.
Yeah.
I understand a cap on clan large pulse. I understand a cap on clan large pulse lasers.
Yeah.
I can even see an argument for a cap on medium pulse lasers, maybe. But definitely a cap on clan large pulse lasers in a tournament setting. But you're telling me that my piddly little hunchback, my basic Introtech hunchback with precision ammunition, is broken.
You're telling me that, a Nova Cat with 12 medium pulse laser wouldn't get you banned out of a tournament?
I think.
I have a feeling it would.
A Nova Cat with a supercharger and possibly even improved jump jets just to eat some of that tonnage up, and then just cram it with medium pulse lasers would actually be hilarious.
And you put a C3 on there, and a C3 Master on another mech, and everybody with medium pulse lasers. No, that would be very evil. Do not do that. Any players listening right now to my stream, do not ever do that. That is evil. Okay? No clan medium pulse laser C3 units. That is pure evil.
I think there's a few things like that. And they're all in the Combine, if I recall.
Oh, yeah.
Like some of their weird Omni variants, mixed tech Omnis.
Mixed tech Omnis, and some of their more stolen from the Nova Cat kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That the
I had
Legion
an
of
evil-
Vega
You know, I
wouldn't
can't
have.
remember from your Centurion.
I just got an evil idea. I gotta go check.
Mhm.
From is there the Omni Centurion for like outer space or?
It's one I made, basically.
Oh,
It's one I made because there's no base U configuration. But I mean, as soon as you've got jump jets and a little bit of room, you can easily do it. You need a ton for liquid storage whenever you go to
oh
space.
yeah,
And if
I
you're
remember
underwater,
now.
you don't need anything.
Yeah, that's right.
Underwater,
You
you
went
don't need
with the
anything. You just take out the the jump jets and put UMUs.
yeah you went with the outer space type
Mhm.
of you.
I mean, the biggest
That's right.
problem the
Yeah, an
biggest
underwater
problem is getting your making sure you don't die if something goes internal, but
hard gel.
Yeah, hard gel.
yeah, but that takes a lot of room really quickly.
Indeed.
And it's
Lordy.
not cheap, okay? It is not cheap.
And that is why underwater units should also have melee weapons to force
Yes.
the other team to really need that hard gel.
I mean, at least for underwater, you can have a mass in the ed, which is basically like sealing the ed to make sure that it doesn't, collapse if you get underwater and get critted.
Yeah, been there, done that. It sucked. Round one.
Round one? Oh, jeez.
Round one, got popped, cracked the heads, fell over into the river. It was depth one. Immediately died.
Well, that usually happens to my APCs and stuff like that, not to people.
No, your APCs just end up finding basements in cities.
That too. The sad situation. More Infernos is always an answer, but in space, Infernos don't work all that well. And underwater, Infernos just, they don't quite work underwater. Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been messing for the last couple weeks here with how to modify a little bit the army deployment and army creation in Battletech rather than using random attribution tables and the master unit list, which is unfortunately still and not the most accurate thing ever. Random attribution tables are fun if you're wanting to roll up something, but it's not great, especially if you're in the Ilkon era and you start rolling on them, and like there's tons of models that you have to get from Iron Winds or true secondary sources, let's say, and there's no like direct sources for it. And unless you're like me and quite a few people nowadays, and you have a printer that's working, it's not always easy getting the mechs that you roll. So having another way of building a unit or an army is not a bad idea, and something that's a little bit more fluffy than just let's roll on a table. So we've been messing with it, and I've actually got the rules written down here. It's pretty much the same kind of thing we've already discussed. This is better for building larger units like companies, binaries, trinaries, or even all the way up to a battalion or a battalion equivalent if you're a weirdo from the periphery. And base rules are there's three types of unit. Your core units, which are your, the kind of mechs that you should always have or almost always have in a unit, or mechs that are easy enough for your unit to acquire or, keep maintained. Valkyries, Panthers, Vindicators. I mean, you could say the Zeus for a Lyran Guard group mostly, maybe not like a Lyran militia, but a Lyran Guard unit probably would be able to get like a whole bunch of Zeus if they needed. So, I mean, that's your base unit, and you should have 50% of your unit built out of those core units. So, it gives you a better idea of what you should have in your army. Then you've got special and rare units. The other 50% of your unit should be special or rare. Can be special or rare. Don't need to, but can be. And you can't have more special units than core units. And in the case of rare units, the maximum you can have is 25% of your unit can be rare units. So out of that 50%, you could have 25% special, 25% rare, or something along those lines, as long as it doesn't go higher than something else. If in the tables that we have things that's modify the rarity of a unit, so it can be like more common than special, even though it's supposed to be special, things like that. So things can go up and down in this particular thing. Nothing can be rarer than rare, and nothing can be more common than common. But then we fall on the ubiquitous quirk, which is one thing we were talking about. So how do we want to work with ubiquitous, which is a very good quirk in terms of storyline, in terms of story, but in terms of tabletop, it really doesn't do much, if I remember right.
Yeah, not unless you're doing things like chaos campaigns or extended ones where you're doing a little bit more after match logistics, having to deal with war chest points or whatever for repairs. I think that's the main thing you want it for those kinds of campaigns because it makes things a lot cheaper to replace.
So it in this particular way of building units, this is where we're going to have to, well, the idea that you had was pretty good, Crab, for this here. So that's probably kind of what I'm going to write up here. I'll probably have to actually write something more specific. Normally, you shouldn't have more than one version of a chassis per, let's say, company.
Yeah,
or so. Does that kind of make sense? I would say so.
Yeah.
If something has ubiquitous, you could probably go down to you're able to get one per lance, even. Something that would be like a Jenner or a Panther or like one of those mechs that is very common, at least for one particular faction. So that might be an idea of how to do it. So you can have like, that unit with multiple Centurions or a unit with multiple Enforcers or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be fair enough. We're not doing full battalion or bigger where you would expect to see this is a lance of just Warhammers, this is a lance of just Thunderbolts. Here's a company of just Wolfhounds.
Here's a regiment of Flashmen.
Yeah, we're not doing I forget what was the scale of those games where a model is actually a whole lance.
Yeah. The Battle Force? Was that Battle
Force? That's it, Battle Force.
But
for this, we're not doing whole Battle Force. So that.
But I think the idea is not bad for that here. It gives more flexibility to some people as to what they want to do.
Yeah.
I'll probably sit and try to write something that actually makes sense here. That's why I'm having the page open. But I don't think I'm going to be able to write while I'm live streaming. Don't think that'll be feasible. I was thinking of maybe doing it, but I don't think that'll be feasible. But it does give us an idea. Is there other quirks like Ubiquitous that exist that could modify these kinds of things?
Thinking about it,
No,
I think there's one that makes the parts harder to
non-standard
does the
parts.
opposite of non-standard parts is
But
like
that's
the
more
opposite of
for-
ubiquitous.
But no, that's more for maintenance than for having to set up a unit, I would say. It's a little bit different.
Fair enough.
But I mean, it does count here if you have this. But I mean, that's when you're rolling or you're doing your after battle reports. But it is one of those bad quirks that has very little effect in actual gameplay. That's basically no effect in actual gameplay.
Yeah, and then easy to maintain would be the reverse of that.
Yeah, easy to maintain is the reverse of that. Illegal design? No, illegal design is what Elkite brings to the table. No minimum.
It ain't illegal if I can shove it in there.
It's not illegal if everybody agrees to it and it makes sense in a way. You know.
Yeah.
No torso twist doesn't really exist anymore. Obsolete. Well, there's literally like if there's a unit that has obsolete, there's a problem, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then things like rugged, that's also like a maintenance cost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think for actual getting things in, I think that ubiquitous would have been one of the more.
I think it's about the only quirk that really would affect anything in that kind of situation. Quirks that would be that would affect detachment creation, though, there would probably be quite a bit. If you make a anti-air detachment rule,
You want those AA mechs, and
so that includes the Hatchet Man.
Yes, Hatchet Man
because
and
reasons.
Longbow.
I'm going to swat your airplane out of the sky with my hatchet. I'm going to look like a fat kid at trade day with a fly swatter.
I just lost an arm on my Shrike. I'm sad. It fell down in front of my desk. I'll have to look for it later. Doesn't matter. I don't think I'll be painting those Shrikes anytime soon. I still have like tons of things to still do.
A Shrike, but it's painted white with black and gold highlights, and you put a mace in its one hand. Boom, Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
Oh God!
Does a Shrike already have talons?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's a nasty mech. It's not great, but it's nasty. I mean, once it gets where it wants to be, that's where things get really, really nasty. But I was expecting it to be an Omni, but it isn't, which is weird to me.
Okay, kind of like Honor Charges painted up.
But then again, I mean, it's one of those Dark Age era mech, and Dark Age he didn't like Omni mechs all that much, so. I mean, it'd be nice to have the list of each of the of all the anti-air units that exist, but
off the top of my head, you got Rifleman, Hatchetman, Longbow, and Orion. That's it. That's literally
Lancelot.
Oh yeah, Lancelot. Thank you.
Glass Spider, not the Galahad, but the Glass Spider.
Glass Spider for the clans. Jaeger
Rifleman 2C.
2C, yeah.
I mean, there's a few. And I mean, if you were to go with the army composition rules, and if you're creating a detachment that would be an AA detachment, I'd probably go like, okay, well, you have to have the anti-air targeting quirk or autocannons with flak rounds, silver bullet Gauss, LBX, or AGs. Weapons that are good at shooting down planes, basically.
Yeah.
And that would make those unit cores. And units that don't have that wouldn't have it. And rare units would be your things that make no sense in an anti-air unit, like actual Axeman and things like that.
It's also why certain tanks suddenly, in fluff, they're called AA tanks, like the Partisan, because you can load up a large amount of flak in them. But then, realistically, I think there's only 2 actual AA quirk tanks. Granted, tanks don't have a lot of quirks. It's the newer DI Schmidt and the Light Partisan.
The Partisan AA platform or Partisan AA gun. Can't
Yeah,
remember the
yeah,
exact
the
name, but
light-
that's actually
it's
a
a
decent little thing.
Yeah, it's a wheeled partisan. It's got only like 2 pop guns, but now that it has that AA quirk, then add on the flak or whatever else you can cram into that. And the DI Schmidt is a dual Rack 5 targeting computer.
That's a
Enter
good
my
way of
airspace, I
making
dare you.
enemies.
Yes. Enter my airspace, I dare you.
Well, large pulse lasers do that as well. You know.
Fair.
I mean, LPLs are probably some of the better here. Specifics for detachment, honestly, right now there is very little because there's very few detachments that were created. And the ones I created were mostly fairly simple. Like they should have fast units. They should have this. They should have that. There's no actual clear rules for how to create what kind of detachment. That would be up to the person creating the army list, basically, because this is experimental to begin with, but I mean, there's no way of actually going with a clear cut, like it should always be like that. We'll look at the Death Commandos detachment just real quick, so people have an idea of something. They're not like all the others in a way. They have a basic fighting detachment with light and medium mechs as core, fast heavies and jumping heavies as special, and anything slower as a rare unit. So that's a very basic how you would create once again, a basic type of detachment. You tell the people like, okay, this is more or less what this kind of detachment would have. The Death Commandos, though, the other 2 are a little bit different. Assassination units or assassination detachments. Core units have stealth armor, null sig, chameleon, light polarization, or similar stealth equipment. I couldn't remember what the other one was. The one that makes you actually invisible. That the Blakeists had created, if anybody remembers.
Oh, so much fun.
I just don't remember the name of it. So basically, to be a core unit, you need to be stealthy. Your special units is anything else with a guardian or an angel ECM. So if you have an ECM, you'd be okay to be in as a special unit. Everything else is rare, so you shouldn't technically have an Atlas in that kind of unit because they're not meant to be. Atlases are not stealthy. Even if some people will tell you they are, they generally are not. So this is a very specific type of detachment. And I've said also for support, you can only take ASF or battle armors because you wouldn't be bringing, tanks or whatever as an assassination unit.
I think they have a couple.
There's a couple stealth tanks. I mean, that's things to be worked out. There's kinks that still need to be worked out as usual.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Distraction detachment. That's where you get your medium and heavy mechs with no stealth or ECM. Light or assault mech without stealth or ECM for special. And anything else as a rare unit. And if you have the distracting quirk, you're actually 1 rarity more common in those types of detachments. There isn't many mechs with distracting that I remember. The Atlas is the only one that I can remember off the top of my head with that particular quirk. I know there's others, but I don't remember them.
There's a handful.
And I mean, it's one of those quirks that's easy to do because you can also paint your mech all sorts of weird colors. It will be distracting. That's legal.
Or say, yeah, there's that, and there's also oh my god, they actually pulled out that neck, fire on it first kind of a
thing. Or putting all the Griblies you see in mechwarrior 5s on your mechs. The weird bells and shit to look really, really badass, but probably not very military.
Does Chameleon have distracting? Because I feel
Which
like
one?
it should. Chameleon.
Chameleon? I
Check
don't
that
think
real
so.
quick.
Chameleon is easy to pilot, I think.
Yeah, just easy to
Okay.
pilot. Oh, they didn't make a quirk for that thing that it does, where it can make itself look like a different mech.
Oh,
On
you mean
sensors.
the magic holograms that our friend Brian Young always uses?
Yeah.
I mean, quirks is a thing that is underused on a lot of things to begin with, so that's a thing that can be refined. I mean, I always let in campaigns and stuff like that people buy and modify their mech with quirks as long as it makes sense. So adding distracting is not very difficult, while adding some other things might be. For the Death Commandos, I went with veteran SPAs, Demoralizer, Bloodstalker, Headhunter, and elite SPAs, Marksman, Range Master, Long, and Sniper. I'm not sold on all of this. Demoralizer, yes. Bloodstalker, yes, because that's the you track down someone and blow him up and get penalties on shooting everybody else, which is very Death Commando-y. Headhunters, the if you kill a HQ, you get a bonus to your initiative later on, which is pretty cool. Banshee, says Argyle. There is a
Banshee has bad reputation prior to clan invasion and a rugged
Banshee 1E as distracting.
Yes.
Banshee 1E is the standard one? No, it's the antique one.
That's
it's
the
the
original
antique one.
Yep.
That I like the weapon loadout better. I don't like the fact that it's slow and it has terrible primitive armor, but I feel it's a little bit better. I mean, a Banshee's a Banshee. It's not a great mech, but I mean, once it gets next to you and starts punching, things get usually pretty sad.
And relatively fast for
an assault. 4.6 for a 95-ton mech is as fast as you can go into Succession War, right? So.
Yeah, and was it the 8S has triple strength Myanmar and a C3 slave unit on it?
The only super fast assault is one version of the Battlemaster with an XXL engine. That's at 420, if I remember right, or something like that.
When you turn everything on for one turn and just go, whee! Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, it's not a...
Oh, yeah, skull face.
I mean, there's... Making it a Banshee distracting wouldn't be very difficult, let's face it. I mean, it's already got the Pit Vipers, so that's fine.
Okay, it'd be a Berserker C3 variant. So you got the 4/6 movement, has the triple strength Myanmar, and it still has its map. Nope.
No, you can't have mask and triple strength Myomer, but you can have You can have triple strength Myomer and a supercharger. You could do that. It would make the mechs freakishly expensive, but it would be funny.
Oh, we're Lyran. But I'm not my Razzlehog, I'm a Lyran, so money's money.
I mean, throwing the real problem with superchargers is that they're way too expensive for what they do, both in BV and in C-build cost. Because it's a massive C-build cost to have a supercharger on. Something like it's a percentage of the engine price, so it goes like crazy fast.
I could see that. And I've critted superchargers just as much as I have mask, and engine hits hurt a lot more than a
generally. That's why you armored them. I mean, the Berserker is it's a decision and a decision maker. It changes games.
That it does.
I mean, hatchets are not as good as they used to be, because they used to always hit in punch hit locations. Now you have to make a aim shot for it, so it's not just a little bit weaker, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's still hilarious watching someone not realize how fast they can.
I mean, if you're able to get a 100-tonner at 86 kilometers per hour, people will start crying. That's part of the deal.
Oh, there you go. On that part of your thing for your Death Commandos. Yeah, the Capellans do have a decent line of stealth tanks, even a stealth variant of the Shrek.
Yeah. I mean, those kind of things would be... Right now, the whole tank section is always a little bit of a hit and miss for me, because I don't know a lot of the tanks enough, but some of them I do.
That's fair.
All the old 3026 tanks I normally know fairly well. The rest, I don't have enough experience with them. And even in games we've been playing, I mean, I've been using those old tanks because I know them a lot more than anything else. I've learned to like the Moltke, so I'm okay with that one now. But you have the Bolus stealth tank that's really cool. It's a stealth tank that's an Omni stealth tank.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very nice idea. But I don't like the 3 fixed machine guns, but that's what they put on there. It is a truck with a turret that can carry battle armors. I don't think it needs much more than that.
And then for VTOL, it discounts Yellow Jacket and the Yasha. Light Gauss rifle, EC.
No, the Yasha's a Kuridan machine. They don't have a... That's what the thing that's... I'm always surprised by how few VTOLs there are in Battletech to begin with. That's why I made a bunch of them. But it's the Red Kite that they have access to, which is a really nasty 6 medium chemical laser boat. On an helicopter, it is really nasty, especially since it goes 918, something like that. So it's 1117. That's a fast thing to bring 6 medium lasers in a back arc of something, basically.
All right. And it's only, 835 BV.
I mean, it's armored like a snowblower, so that doesn't help.
Speed is life.
Until you get it once, then you're dead. Another thing that I'm always, not confused, but I'm always fascinated with is just how little aerospace fighter there are in general to begin with, but how few are really accessible to like large number of people.
That's fair. Yeah, I ran into that looking at some unit like the Lyrans and definitely Roselhog. Everyone's aerospace industries seem either be very niche, very small, or they're constantly importing from one another.
It really feels more like everybody's importing from one another, or that there's a lot of stuff we don't see.
Yeah. Factories on worlds.
Sorry, shit's falling off my desk. I have to fix it. There we go. A little bit better. All right.
Yeah, you
I mean, that's
aerospace. Look at the clans. Only like a handful actually have aerospace factories.
Mm.
but everyone has them.
Well, that's what trading with one another gives you, I guess. But
Yeah.
no, there's not that many clan planes to begin with, so. And I mean, if you look at that list here, I mean, the Iron Side's the coolest one because I just like how it looks. I've always loved how the Iron Sides look. Is it good? Not really, but it looks cool. It's got 2 PPCs. It's a good start. Battle armor, well, everybody's got Inner Sphere standard, so that makes things easier. I gave them access to the Kage because it's the kind of stuff that they would buy off the Combine, even with a huge markup for the Death Commandos. Night Hawk and Tornadoes are more exoskeletons than battle armors. And I don't like the Trinity for one reason, because they say it's the same battle armor for all three, but they really don't look the same. I'm sorry. It should be classified as 3 separate unit and not one that's 3,
That's fair. I never really liked the Trinity. Couldn't really get my head around it.
I mean, it's a base battle armor that goes 3 speed with a modular weapon mount. They've got battle claws so you can carry them around. They've got nothing wrong with them. There's nothing special with them except that they've got mimetic armor, which is, cool, but I'm not sure it's worth the investment, I guess. Especially when you also have the Amazon. You have the Inner Sphere standard.
Thank you.
You've got the Fashi, which is also pretty much the same thing. So what would you do with all of those, really?
Yeah. There's a lot of redundant designs after a certain point.
Well, it's easier to be redundant with battle armors than with anything else because there's just so little that you can actually do with, a ton or a ton and a half, right? For the Death Commando list, I did list every unit with stealth armor that I could think of. There's probably more that I missed somewhere. But I tried to go through and see if there was a unit with stealth armor and note it down, because if you're building those specialized attachment, you're probably going to use them. Was there a Locust with stealth armor?
Let me check.
Is there a Locust with stealth armor? That would be a good question.
No, doesn't look like it.
You can't see one? Yeah.
No, not a quick glance.
I did a Control F, which is the magic way of doing it. It doesn't look like there is a Locust with stealth armor, which is a bit surprising. Because there's a Locust for everything,
Yeah.
If not 2 Locusts for everything. But there is a Wasp.
Well, they do produce Ravens, so.
But the Locust is the Locust. It's still faster than a Raven.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same niche as a Raven.
There's a stealth Stinger and a stealth Wasp.
There's a stealth Dwangung, another ugly looking mech.
There's a stealth Flea.
I'm sure
there's a stealth Flea.
There is a stealth Flea. That's why I think I put it as more common, the Flea 21. There's some that I think I just didn't check, like the Spider. I thought there was a stealth Spider. Is there a stealth Spider? There's a partial wing Spider, which is no. There doesn't seem to be a stealth armor Spider. Not from a quick glance, at least.
Stealth Snake. No, I'm not saying Spider. Just specters.
Fire bees, fire starters. Fire starters are almost always rare for everyone except for the Lyrans, so that's always funny to look at.
Pretty much. They never actually built that many.
That's the thing. The Lyrans didn't
Musically
build.
enough.
I mean, Coventry keeps building them, but people keep breaking them. I think that's the problem. I mean, it's a very good mech in a lot of situations, so there is that. For the Klents in most Liao units, you won't be able to get the Steiner ones easily, but all the others you should be able to get. So that's what I noted here for that one.
Well, the chassis of the Firestarter is a pretty good versatile chassis that you can modify pretty easy, just like the Vindicator. That's the Capellan medium.
Well, no, the Vindicator. The Vindicator's. I didn't even put an arrow next to it. I made that's a huge mistake that I should go and edit right away. There we go. Just gonna click the edit button.
Yeah, because there's a fire starter for pretty much everything.
Well, with the fire starter Omni,
it's just a matter of getting
with the fire starter Omni, that problem was resolved because everybody's got the fire starter Omni. That's the thing.
That is true.
I didn't note which version of the Vindicator, which version of the Snake have the stealth armor. Probably will need to correct that. Because there's at least a Snake with stealth armor, and I think 2 Vindicators with stealth armor, at least that, to my knowledge. Firestarter Omni's is what everybody's got, because the regular Firestarter is damn rare, while the Firestarter Omni's damn common. It was going to be the standard Omni mech, the standard 45-ton mech of the second Star League. So.
Yep, there's 2 stealth snakes, 2 stealth Vindicators.
Well, I know the Locust has they have more variants of the Locust than pretty much any other mech. Except for the Irby, because I know a lot of people do modifications of Irbies all the time.
There's far more Locusts than Urban mech standard configurations.
Yep. There is no stealth Locust, but there's like more Locusts than anything.
I think so. Maybe the Atlas, if you count Atlas 1, 2, and 3 together, maybe. But that's a maybe. I can't. Or Centurion, if you take all the Centurions and mash them into one, maybe. With the Centurion regular, Centurion Omni, Centurion, all the others there.
Militias, Centurion.
Yeah.
Centurion, militia mechs, harvest mechs. Yeah.
Now,
in my list, I put the Maganak that I had created, and I did a video on, so I put it on there. It's basically the Vindicator. So it's a Vindicator with 2 full arm actuators and editable guns. So it's not that fancy of a mech, but it does the job.
Now, the Vindicator's a pretty decent medium mech.
Well, it is the Liao standard unit. It's just people think it's common because of MechWarrior 5 and Airbrain Scheme games and etc. But in universe, if you have a Vindicator and you're not in the Lyran Commonwealth, you're screwed. Not the Lyran Commonwealth, the Capellan Confederation, you're screwed. Because every single part is proprietary to Ceres or a subsidiary of Ceres, and you won't be able to find spares anywhere else. So if you have one, it's probably going to be a one and done once it's get into fight and you get it scrapped, basically. So the Vindicator's great, but it's great if you're a Capellan. If you're anything else, it is not.
Yeah. The Enforcer's another good mech.
Yeah, I mean, this list here is what the Death Commandos would be able to get. But I mean, Centurion, Enforcer, Enforcer 3, I mean, they're close enough to the border with the with Davion that they'd be getting them as salvage.
The Huron Warrior is actually an okay mech.
It is really weird for a Capellan mech. That's what I find weird about it, is that it's a Capellan mech, but it's not built like a Capellan mech.
It,
It's
in all
built,
honesty, that's the type of mech I would have expected somebody like the Tancredi Loyalist to build.
that's just because of the weapon loadout. I would think Lyran, Gauss rifle, ER large laser. That screams Lyran's to me.
Yeah.
It's probably when they were writing the fluff for it. I mean, we'd have to talk to Blaine Pardo about it. Maybe he remembers, but I mean, they probably slotted it as this mech goes to the Lyrans because the Lyrans don't have enough mechs in this particular book, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not stealthy. It's not. I mean, it has that improved sensor quirk, which is pretty cool, but it's not, stealthy. It's not electronic warfare-y. It's not particularly fast, particularly mobile. It's great mech. It just doesn't scream Capellan to me. But I mean, it's in the list, and it's whatever the rarity it's supposed to end up as, which makes it a good mech in general. Ghost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Huron Warrior screams anti-clan to me more than anything. It's that Gauss rifle pretty much almost always being there, and it's doesn't change overly much.
Well, like I said, it's the Huron Warrior to me just seems more like it would be in a pushed out by somewhere that is culturally American Indian. Or
Yeah.
I think the Canadians refer to as First Nations.
Indians.
Because in all honesty, if I was able
it's a very weird everything. It's a very weird mech in terms of how it's fluffed in the lower.
But
basically.
it's got this look to it that just screams "use me" because I think it's a gorgeous mech.
I would use that definitely for like mercenaries. And I believe they have it does pop up on the merc list a lot.
Yeah,
which is weird because Liao doesn't sell to mercs all that much.
They do to the Highlanders.
Not anymore. Not after they moved on to work with Defense Sons.
Oh, they moved.
And the Huron Warrior is a post-clan invasion mech.
Yep.
I mean, you could say like, okay, what's the name of those guys? The McCarran's Armored Cavalry, but the Big Maxi is no longer mercenaries. They're a house unit.
Yep.
So
they decided to become a house unit.
The only people who ate mercenaries more than House Liao is the Draconis Combine. It is really weird. It's just one of those really weird mech and really weird everything. It's a great mech. I have no problem saying that the Huron Warrior is a great overall machine, but it really doesn't scream Capellan to me. While the Ghost screams Capellan to me, but it's a Free Worlds League mech.
Wait, the Huron. Which company made the Huron?
Ellisbond? Is it Ellisbond? I think it's Ellisbond. No, Hollis, the one I haven't statted out yet. Huron Warrior, Osprey, Catapults, Battlemaster, Islanders, and Xantos.
Yeah, Hollis Incorporated. Are they in? Let's see, Tingsai is the name of the planet.
Well, no, it's their factory's on Core 3, which is smack in the middle of the Confederation. There, it's
for a minute there. I was like,
Terran I mean, it was Terran Confed for a while. Not even. It was never Terran Confederation. It was Capellan, Free Worlds for 60 years, Fed Sons for a weekend, and then Capellan again.
Yeah.
And it's under Capellan rule while they start building the Huron warrior, but maybe it was designed under the Federated Sons and Federated Commonwealth for fighting the clans. And then when the Capellans took it back, they were like, yeah, we'll build it. We're okay with it.
Well, considering what the Hollis logo looks like, maybe they felt like they need a new flagship.
There you go. But I mean, their flagship was the catapult for the longest time, and they didn't have a factory for it for the longest time. They also built. What else did they build? Nothing. Like spare parts is all they built.
Highlanders, Santos, Ospreys.
I mean, out of that list here, like.
And the Battlemaster line came on in 3081.
Yeah, and what they were building was Highlander 733s, apparently, which is the AC-10 Highlander.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Until the Fourth Succession War, where they were damaged. And so this is not a big factory. So the Huron Warrior was probably like, let's start making a mech to make us money, rather than just spare parts for people. And spare parts for the catapults that we were stupid enough to stop building. Seriously, guys, don't stop building the catapult. It's a bad idea.
Well, the catapult, depending on which one you're going with, because there's a couple of variants of the catapult I'm looking at going, what the hell, dude? What the hell?
A catapult is you've got two boxes, put stuff in the boxes. It's basically another proto Omni mech. Like, just put whatever you want on there.
Oops, all rocket 20s.
Yeah, just load it up with rockets and call it a day. But the Ghost is a Free Worlds League mech, but it really screams for the Liao, and it was developed by the Lyran Commonwealth. So it's another mech that makes barely any sense. But that fits perfectly well in the Death Commando unit. I mean, 2 PPCs, about light PPCs, 2 MML3, so you can load your Infernos and all the other, fun side things. And an ER medium laser, which is always good.
Don't look at me like that. Cats don't eat salad.
True enough, cats shouldn't eat salad. Happy 1-year anniversary to Curious. Happy to have you around, and it's a great... It's great to remind people that we've got that. The Void signature system. That's what the other type of stealth equipment I didn't remember was.
Void sync, yeah. Yeah, because WAP put that on a upgrade version of basically like a Archer 5R.
Something like that.
Practically the same, yeah. But they also made it go 5.8, which is hilarious.
Well, it's because you have to move slowly for it to give a bonus. So if you have moved slow, it's better. So if you make an Archer move faster with Void Sync, that's stupid. That's stupid. Tony, that's stupid.
I think they did so it could keep up with the Exterminators that it would have probably been paired with. It was probably as a command mech for Exterminator units.
I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of room. On slow mechs, it's pretty good. I mean... It is a reasonable piece of equipment, but there's very few, very, very, very few mechs that have it. So,
the mimetic armor it's basically a mech version of mimetic armor.
Yeah, mimetic on battle armor, that's great. Mimetic armor is great on battle armor because battle armors are naturally slow, so it's not a big problem then.
Yeah.
No,
don't get silent. Go on.
Mention electronics version replacing the Beagle with a Guardian ECM would be something that I would do to begin with, because the mention as a Beagle active probe, while it is a line combat mech for the and it's not in the pod, so you can't take it out, so you'd have to have an actual variant of the mention for it. But I think it's something that the Liaos would build.
I just had a thought. Lao would probably do it too. With the Void signature system. Putting it on their fire support mechs.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. The problem is you need to have the tech for it. And I'm not sure who has it to be honest. I know the Word of Blake would have it, but they're not around, or at least not close to where we're playing.
Republic of the Sphere would have had it
Yeah.
from inheriting all the tech from the Word
Both
of Blake.
Comstar and from Word of Blake. Because
Not sure they would. Well, no, they probably have mechs that have it in the. I'd have to check for it.
Because the Void signature system, since you got to be kind of slow. It would
put
work
it on an albatross, a thing like that. It would be great.
Because
really.
If you was to put it on like an arrow
Slowly
4
bang.
thrower,
It
you would
looks
be
like
able to fire off your arrow 4s or your artillery, and then slowly start moving. And the void signature system would hide your movement so they can't see where you're at, and you'd be able to unload artillery on them all the dang time with them not knowing where the heck it's coming from until you fired it and you've already started moving again to fire again. They wouldn't be able to find you.
that makes perfect sense. What I can tell, the only thing that has void signature and Capellans is the Raptor 2, something going 7-Eleven.
Why?
They have tons of stealth armor units and ECMs and chameleons and stuff, but the Void's on on their fast boy.
Crazy. I'm surprised also that the Wolverine and the Shadowhawk don't have a stealth armor version.
Yeah,
That
especially
actually
the Wolverine. The Wolverine.
Everybody's got them. The Wraith's
There's-
got a version with stealth armor, if I remember right, but it's also a mech that's built by the Capellans. So, in general,
There's a Cataphract with a Gauss and an ERPPC.
yeah, okay, it's
there's
got a partial wing, stealth armor, but no masked pulse lasers. That's sad. Come on, guys. But they've got half a ton of cargo in the Ed as well to bring back people that they capture and stuff. The TR-7's a weird one. It's newer as well. I think it comes from a Shrapnel 17. Yeah, there's a bunch of new... they created like 2 or 3 new Wraith in that particular Shrapnel. So I'll have to redo a video on the Wraith at some point. That's what that means. The Ostrock has a version with stealth armor. The Rifleman has a version with stealth armor, even though it's a Thorian machine in that case. But I put it in the list.
Hunchback.
Does the Hunchback have a square? Does the Hunchback have a stealth armor unit?
Yep. The one with the Gauss rifle, the Hunchback.
I didn't expect it, so I didn't look at it.
There are
Well,
two Xanatosts that
I
Capellans
think
have
it's
with stealth
the
armor.
SG variant.
SG, yeah. HBK5 SG. I'll go put that in there. HBK5 SG.
For 70 ton, you have a Warhammer with stealth armor.
Oh yeah, I've most of the bigger ones I reviewed. It's just like the Hunchback. I just didn't expect it to have one version with the stealth armor at all.
There's even a mini for it.
Probably the only unit where the Exterminator would not be a rare unit. There's an Archer with it. There's 2 Cataphract with stealth armor, a Warhammer with stealth armor, the Mad 5L with stealth armor.
Oh, the 5SG. Oh yeah, that's the Hunchback with the Gauss rifle.
Yeah,
I said that.
fun times. There is an Awesome with stealth armor because reasons.
Yep. Oh yeah, that was a Lyran experiment.
Victor with stealth armor as well, which is also, it's a Liao mech in many situations, so that makes sense. It's a bit surprising. When I went through the assault, there's not that many true Liao assault mechs. There's the Victor. They build some battle masters. Everybody's got longbows. They've got the Lue Bing, which is fairly new. Everybody's got Stalkers. They've got the Emperor, including the 6L with stealth armor. They've got the Yu Wong, which is their big thing, but it's not in production anymore. So, because all the factories building it were bumped. So, that's just an odd one. It's not a bad mech either. It does look funky a bit on that one, but it's that era of art. And the Dark Age version looks weird as well. It's got the
Dark Age version looks like it wants to throw you in a bag and beat your ass with reeds.
Pretty much. It's not a bad mech. There's an Atlas with stealth armor. Because reason.
Yeah, you gotta have the Lyran Scout Lance needs some more stealth.
I've ran that before. It was hilarious.
There's 2 Pillagers with stealth armor.
I don't like that. Nope.
And the Pillagers is a pretty damn good mech to begin with, but I don't think the 4Z does it have the paired. It still has the paired Gauss rifles, so there you go. That's good enough. It has less lasers, but stealth armor. And no XL engine, so it won't die as easily in a way. Yeah. Fun to think about. Fun to maybe play with. The 6Z has the 2 Clan LB20X that they buy off Clan Seafox, meaning that they won't be able to keep those things equipped for very long because they get into war with Clan Seafox and Clan Wolf, so that's a weird one.
Yeah.
Xantos, you have to remember that it's not all the Xantos that exist. It's Xantos 4.0 and above that exist. Because the 2.0 is a primitive, 3.0 has stopped production for, about 500 years. And those have been around for a little bit. Which are not bad, to be honest. 2 PVCs, 2 small pulse laser, 4 ER medium laser, and an LRM-10 and stealth armor. Because reason. You're going to run hot like crazy, but you've got a coolant pod. You're fine. You've got a coolant pod.
That's your hide in the back and just snipe.
The problem is, once it's available during Dark Age, PPCs don't really snipe anymore. That's a mid-range weapon now. So, and don't replace those with ER PPCs, or you are going to die of a heat stroke.
Well, one of the reasons really why, if you're wanting a long-range weapon, that's why I keep saying the light Gauss rifles are one of the most long-range ballistics you can get.
The problem is how big they are, and on a quad, every single bit of space is at a premium, especially if you start sticking stealth armor on it, which limits you even more.
Well, one of the things, it's like I was saying, if you've got a C3 system set up for a lance of light mechs that are highly mobile with jump jets and so on, get a decent command mech that's also your spotter, and you can have a headhunting unit that's able to be at a distance and with all the bonuses and stuff, and be a sniping team that works in tandem. And those
the problem of the light Gauss rifle in many cases is the damage it does. It won't decapitate someone while a regular Gauss rifle will. So,
like what I'm saying is, if you've got 3 taking the same shot, hitting the same spot, that's a combined.
They won't be hitting the same spot because it's Battletech. That's the thing. It's never going to hit the same spot. You're going to hit the same guy, but not the same spot.
True, but still, it's one of those. If the lore was accurate to tech,
no, even there, it's supposed to be all sorts of messed up when you're fighting in Battletech.
Yeah.
So there's a reason the damage rolls are like that.
But I'm going at it with you know,
I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, large groups of light Gauss are going to be pretty good. It's just, I'd prefer more people with the regular Gauss.
yeah.
It would do a better job because you always have that 1 in 36 chance of just decapitating someone, and the game ends there.
What you could do, instead of trying to rely on the hope in one hand, shit in the other, see which gets filled first. Ideal of 3 light Gauss all hitting the same location. Have them hit the same target to force a piloting check.
It'll cause a piloting check at some point, at least.
You just need 3 to do that.
I've seen that work before. You mass fire with light AP Gauss at range, and you're just causing constant PSRs. And eventually they're going to bonk their heads if they keep falling over.
But there's another problem to the light Gauss, and it's called the inner sphere ER large laser, which is lighter, smaller, and far more reliable.
Damage.
No, it does 8. It does the same.
Oh,
the clan one is in its own category. You got less range though. So the light Gauss just shoots way too far. But I mean, the clan one's just better. Okay, it's always like that. But the clan ER large laser, 8 damage at 19 range, eats 12. But I mean, with double heat sinks, it's not the end of the world. And it's a weight differential of 5 tons for a ER large, while a light Gauss is 12 tons? 12 tons, plus the ammo.
Plus the ammo.
And 5 crit slots rather than 2. You have 6 extra X's of range on it. Well, I mean, bringing 12 Gauss is what someone decided. Well, we figured out we could end up doing with the Legion of Vega, because the Legion of Vega has access to the Swarm or the Ord units, and the Allander is cheap enough that you can put it in a Ord unit. I think it comes to 2.8 million, and it's any unit under 3 million C-bills. So you could make a unit of like 12 Hollanders. That would be unpleasant at best.
Worse, you can. I think BV wise it would be less, but it would be load up on a whole bunch of Gauss rifle infantry platoons.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing in the end. It's far less mobile as well, because I mean a Hollander is still 5'8". So it's still decently mobile. It's not fast by any stretch of the imagination, but it's fast enough that it's going to cause problems.
Yeah,
well,
the Jaeger, I did as a version of the Hollander, and I called it the Jaeger. The original spelling.
The one with the light Gauss is not bad with a supercharger. It's a light Gauss and a supercharger on a Hollander. It's a little bit cheaper on BV, and you're going to be able to get to those sniping spots very quickly.
Because if I remember right, the write-up I did for the Jaeger, it had jump jets, it had stealth capabilities, and it was able to. I literally made it as a sniper, straight up. That was all it was to sneak in, make its hits, and get the hell out. And it literally was a specialty mech of specialty mechs. And,
but I mean, there should be more specialty mechs like that. They're just, a lot of mechs are really polyvalent. That's a good thing, actually, for a lot of units, but there should also be more really specialty mechs like the Hollander or the Blitzkrieg, which is also an entirely retarded mech that's super fun to play.
I've seen those things win gunslinger tournaments. They're hilarious.
I mean, it's an Ultra AC-20 on legs, okay? And there is a Keltec version that's a quad that I made because it's Keltec, and they need to take as much drugs as possible to make a mech.
Hey,
Why did
that's
you make it like that? It came to us in a dream.
it's like habitual line crosser talking as Buff goes. It was the 80s, man, and there was a whole lot of cocaine.
No. They do ayahuasca. The people at Keltec, they're on ayahuasca. They don't do cocaine or anything like that. It's all the vision stuff that they have.
Because I mean, there's some there's some stuff that's just out there that's just really cool.
Yeah, Belch is basically what I'm normally saying with the light Gauss. It has the range, but the weight is the same as a Clan Gauss, and I'd rather pay the extra and get the 15 points of damage at Capper. In most situations, you're right. On things like the Mold Key, though, like light tanks or a mobile unit like that, maybe. I mean, there's reasons for it, and the extra range is pretty useful. I mean, it's not a bad gun. It just is not good enough for a lot of situation, especially when tech is available just about everywhere, you know. But
that's whenever I came up with the using of the light gauze was before everybody was able to have clan tech just because they wanted clan tech.
Well, that's technically never really a case, so we should be good here. Yes, I just referenced Keltec. Did I put the Keltec right up on the site? I think I did. Didn't I? Yeah, I did. I did put the Keltec right up on there for crazy corporations that do refits of mechs. The great people at Keltec. Innovation, performance, Keltec. Working with Quicksell to make all sorts of things.
Well, one of the things that got me about Catalyst Game Labs, really, they're handling a Battletech as a setting. There was stuff that they could have done that just would have worked a heck of a lot better. It's like Phelan Kell is the con of Wolf in Exile, had some of the historical Clan Wolf clusters that joined him in exile, like the Lion-Hearted, the Bronze Horde, you know, all these really tentpole units of Clan Wolf. And what did he do? Instead of keeping them and using them, he broke them apart and spread the personnel all across what forces that he had.
No, look, that's before, though. That's before CGL. That's even end of FASA. I mean, what CGL's been doing is weird, and they haven't been exploiting what they can, but that's probably because they're too focused on Battletech Gothic, making those odd things on the side. They just don't focus enough on what they currently have. Yeah. And I mean, if we want to go in like messes, I mean, just the Jihad in general should just be retconned completely, because the Jihad just doesn't work. But we'll never be able to get that to happen, so never mind. Well, that's why I moved past it, and I'm just doing my own stuff that's past it.
The Jihad could have worked if they would have done it right. I mean, the way they did it.
That's always the case with everything. That's not really an argument in these kinds of situations. I mean, I could have made this Disney sequel trilogy for Star Wars work if I had done it right. So that's not really an argument.
Well, when I say done it right, I mean the reasoning they put behind the jihad, as it's written, was literally just them having a temper tantrum. That did not. It would have been different as if, oh, we're going to finally get a seat on the Whitling Council here. And instead of them getting the seat that they wanted, the Second Star League pretty much broke apart. Now, it would have been better if their fuckery on Outreach would have caused everybody else to sit there and go, hey, you just attacked Outreach and caused all this shit. We're not going to let you have the seat on the council because of that. That would have made more sense of them losing their shit and starting the jihad.
But that's not what happened, so there's not much we can...
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying.
And it's just not really a point of really discussing it a whole lot here.
But like I said, it just... they did some stupid stuff.
All right. The other thing I wanted to mess with tonight was probably start messing with the gym. Because I've been wanting to make a GM for the longest time. But the problem is I never have a good idea of what I want to do or how I want to do it. The base idea I have for that basic combat unit is GM going to Korean and saying, like, yeah, your Valkyries are not very good. We're going to build you a Valkyrie that works using the parts that you're able to build, and don't stop asking too many questions. Because if you look at the basic Valkyries, normally, I mean, the QDs, the QAs, a few of the more modern ones, they kind of work still, and they're not the greatest mechs ever, but they work. But then you get to some of the modern units with extended range LRMs and improved jump jets and like all that weirdo tech. They work less and less and are more and more expensive and are really not that good.
Hey, what happened at that Whitting conference that made the word of Blake go nuts, by the way?
Pretty much
all the
Starlink
leaders going, psych, we're not letting you in because we're disbanding it.
First off, Sun Tzu decided he wasn't going to go. And then you had Peter and Yvonne sitting there saying that they needed to focus more on rebuilding from the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And thus, the Second Star League broke apart.
Boom, there it is. So there's the reason right there. But honestly, the Jihad needs novels, and we could probably stand a reprint of the Jihad hotspots. And that's all I have to say on the matter. I thought I was still in the stream, but I wasn't. But we need novels.
Yeah, the novels.
There's like nothing. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there other than out of print source books that have throwaway paragraphs of, oh, this main character, all these main characters died in a car bomb. These main characters died in a gas attack. The end.
Yeah.
Like, can we get a novel about this?
I mean, that's the big problem with Jihad. It's 20 years. It's one of the longest periods of actual like lore in the played history. I mean, the regular Succession War is not played history. The played history of the Succession War is like 3015 to 3049. So I wouldn't say that's really played history. Jihad's the longest played history section. We've got no novels. We've got barely any source books. Tech goes all over the place. People die left and right. I mean, so
yeah.
That's why it doesn't really work. And there's not much we can do about it, unfortunately. All right.
One of the guys I used to talk with all the time back before he passed away, there was a whole. What was the other war game that FASA put out?
Centurion?
Yeah, Renegade Legion.
Renegade Legion, yeah, true.
And that system, that was a pretty interesting world. The Celestials Force Pack.
Force Pack keeps
Let's make
being
a
pushed
GM.
back. I mean, it's come on, dude. You want Gothic first, don't you? You want Aces first, don't you?
I want my
Far
damn
more
want
important than
Aces.
the Celestials pack.
I want
Jeez.
aces. I want aces.
I know Aces.
I
I'm
want
less
aces. I need to be able
Ace-
to play with myself.
Aces. I'm less worried about than Gothic. But
Wait a minute.
I
Are you
still
going
don't like
to the WNBA a lot and tossing stuff onto the?
Bro, you've encountered me on the server before, bro. You know the joke is that I can't play Battletech because I'm on the road all the time. Therefore,
I know.
I need a system to be able to play with myself. That's the joke.
I mean, the thing is with Aces, I'm like I said, I'm less worried about Aces because Aces, it's still BattleTech.
Yeah.
Yes, it's written by people who haven't played BattleTech for very long, etc., but it's still BattleTech. Gothic
the only
is
thing-
something.
The only thing I have about Aces is that the blurb that Helm put out, that I screenshotted and shared around a bit, was that it's been in the work for a while and it's based off of a Star Wars / Star Trek system. I saw that and I was like, what does that mean? What do you
Yeah.
mean this is based on a Star Wars or Star Trek system?
Means no PvP really. It's all Care Bear shit.
I
Yep.
mean, I have my problem with Aces is that the people writing it are absolute unknowns. And looking at their bio and looking at their profile, I am not, I'm not sold on it. Let's go with that. I'm not sold on it.
I'm
Well, I got
sold on
about
it where
halfway.
I want more alternate variants of my mechs, and then I'm not playing Aces.
There you go.
Well, yeah,
The
you're
models,
going to
they'll
be
sell it
paying
for the models.
you're paying a
as usual.
premium to get variant sculpts of the models and stuff. I got about halfway through Sarna's interview with Linvander Studios before I had to close it off, and I went to Hellkite's server, and I was like, if any of my friends ever talked about me the way that Paul, what's his name over there at Linvander, talks about the other dude, I would, at minimum, disown that friend. At most, have some serious words. Like, holy crap, the way he talks about that dude, I was like, whoa, no, absolutely not.
It was a thing, but maybe they're not just. Maybe they're more than friends. You never know, right? I am not.
Dang.
I am judging, yes, but I'm not going to judge in the open.
Looks like I'm running out, so I'm gonna have to hop off.
Have-
Get on a good one.
Have fun with the rest of your day, and thank you for hanging out. And I'll see you later on the server in a little bit, all over the place.
Yep, yep.
See you in a bit. All right. I don't want to go with a light engine because I want to keep that thing as cheap and as easy to produce as possible, like the actual gym was. Endo steel, you kind of have to because you need the space to put stuff on, the usual. But, yeah.
What if we gave it, what are the other internal structure options?
Endo composite.
Yeah, Endocomposite's pretty dang good too.
Do endo composite on the GM. While that's going to increase its price, it's going to
No,
free
it
up
lowers its price
mastery.
compared. Endo composite lowers its price compared to Endo.
Oh, really?
Yes.
No, Endo
It's-
composite is more expensive. Sorry, it is. Strangely
Okay,
enough,
so
it's
while
more
it's gonna
expensive.
raise our price, it's gonna free up tonnage, whilst not taking up as much space as true endo.
Because what I want to do is another mech with handheld weapons. So it's like an Omni mech, but not quite. Like you can mount stuff in the arms only, basically, or like some minor things in the torsos, but nothing else. So make it a. I mean, I had that for the Zaku. I mean, I already made the Zaku, the Gundam, as the RX-78 Amuro. I have the Maganak, who follows those kind of rules. And I mean, endo composite is not a bad idea. Yes, it's more expensive, but it's still probably easier to produce than endo steel. And I put double heat sinks because you can't live without double heat sinks.
Oh yeah, I mean Anaheim Electronics would be willing to spend a little bit of money on a grunt suit, even though they're trying to get the Zeonic suits.
The light engine would go on the modernization versions of the gym. Because the thing is,
I
the
would
gyms,
argue that XL
the
would.
gym's a gym, right? It's a gym.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the upgraded gym, and the very upgraded gym, and the gym sniper, and the gym command, and then the gym 2, and the Jagan, and the this and the that. They're all basically gyms. Just
Jagan, Jesta, Nemo.
the Nemo's closer to, the Nemo and GM2. The Nemo's a little bit better than the GM2, which is a weird thing to say. I'm going to go with light cockpit.
Carl Gustav.
I'm going to go with light cockpit, remove the improved comms, but make it easy to pilot. So it's basically, you have a light cockpit, but it counts as a regular cockpit with the easy to pilot.
Makes sense.
I mean,
small cockpit.
And I mean, I already have fluff reasons for that. I mean, if they go with the hands-on throttle and stick control instead of the regular battle mech thing. But even there, it might not even be that.
I mean, as long as the main character can take his neuro helmet off, still operate the mech, but be able to take his neuro helmet off so we can see his or her face while they monologue, let's go.
That's the important thing. And then he takes off his helmet, it's Pedro Pascal, and you're like, oh, shit.
He's everywhere, man.
But the whole helmet off thing was back before he was everywhere.
Yeah, I know. That's because actors want to have their faces seen.
Yeah.
In the end,
that was when it was like, okay, it makes sense. He wants to take his helmet off because he's the actor. He wants to be seen. Like, okay, I got that. But now it's like, dude, you're everywhere. Can you please put the helmet on so we don't have to see you?
I mean, the difference between endo composite and endo steel is a ton, which is not bad. I think we can do basic.
It looks like you're basing it off of the. It looks like you're basing it off of the ground combat version.
That was the original one.
It does have built-in weapons in that one torso space. It
would
have like
a
heavy machine gun and a small laser, maybe. I don't know.
I'd go with just a machine gun and half a ton of ammo. Something basic.
Works for me.
I mean, it's good against infantry, which is always a problem. So I'll just stick boat in the head. Best place to put ammo, right under the pilot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Unironically.
I mean, if you get critted in the head, you're fucked anyways.
Yeah. The one time it hits the sensors or the life support system out of every time it goes to the cockpit or the whatever's currently being stored in that spot. Ammo, PPC, double large.
ER large laser if you're a clanner. Yeah.
Plasma cannon.
I mean, there's nothing better than sticking an ER large laser in the head. That always surprises people.
Well, and if you're Word of Blake and you have a small cockpit in there, you can put 2 clan ER large lasers in there.
Yeah, usually they put snub noses in there.
They usually do, yeah, but I'm just saying 2 ER large lasers is an option.
It's usually pretty good. All right, what did I want? In terms of a gun, the problem is it's Battletech and you have very limited ballistic options. But you could stick a rotary AC-2 and a ton of ammo as the basic machine gun. And it would fit. No, it doesn't. We're overweight doing that. Ouch. LAC 5? How much is a LAC 5? LAC 5's 5 tons. I can't put 2. LAC 5 with 2 tons of reloads. You know, one set of precision, one set of armor piercing. That's perfectly reasonable.
We have the tonnage. We can do it.
We have the tonnage. And what did I was thinking maybe of sticking an actuator enhancement system with it to make it accurate.
It'll
But-
increase the price, but
Not even that much. That's the thing. We're still
Not
under.
that
It's
much.
Loot. This right now is 2.3 million C-bills. And we've got a lot of room. I mean, I could almost go with that endo steel, and I don't think we'd have a big issue here.
it's the fact that we're having to pay for all the handheld options is what's going to get us.
No,
Yeah.
that's where you're gonna get them. You mean? You sell the chassis,
Oh,
and
yeah,
you sell
yeah.
the box with all the guns. That's where
Oh,
you
yeah,
make your
yeah.
money.
Well, look, as
Thank
long as
you,
our
thank you.
handheld, as long as our handheld can hold the tonnage of a Risk Hyper Laser for the Gem Sniper variant, and as long as it can hold 3 Thunderbolt 5s for the missile launcher or a single Thunderbolt 20 for the bazooka, daggum, we're Gucci.
Well, I'm throwing the
Oh, and the
thing
beam
here.
rifle's like a ER large laser.
Or a snub-nosed PPC or a PP, something like that. Because right now
Snub-nosed
we're
PP with
at
capacitor.
right now we're at 30. Well, how much? Right now we're at 9 tons of spare room. If we took endo steel, the price actually goes down, but we use up the room. I mean, we wanted to stick a machine gun in the head. The machine gun's going to be fixed, so that we are
Yeah.
not moving. And it's
How about
always a
instead
good
of a
thing to
machine
have.
gun in the head? Why don't you put in a anti-missile system?
No, it's supposed to be a machine gun. It's really supposed to be a machine gun. And it'd be great if you could just turn your machine gun into an anti-missile. You can do the opposite. You can turn an anti-missile into a machine gun, but you can't turn a machine gun into an anti-missile.
Yeah,
I just wish we could.
because that's what I like putting anti-missile systems into the head,
It's a great place
mechs.
to put it.
because
I mean, it's a great slot for it. I mean, with 9 tons, we can go with a rack 2 and 1 ton of ammo. It's not much. But I mean, it's the different options you can stick with it. I mean, it's the different guns you can stick on it. I'm just going to save it as our base chassis here. RGM series. So, I mean, it has 104 points of armor. I more or less maxed it out on standard plates. So it is tough as well, unlike a real gym. Well, I was going to say unfortunately, but how much is a Thunderbolt? How heavy are Thunderbolts?
Yeah, that's the issue. That's the issue we're looking at here.
Well, Thunderbolt 10 is 7 tons. For a bazooka, that works perfectly fine.
Okay, yeah. Then for the single barrel bazooka of the ground combat gym and whatnot, yeah, Thunderbolt 10 would be fine.
I mean, that's 12
Just trying to
shots.
figure out how to do the missile launcher, because it was like
and
kind
a
of like
regular
a
LRM. Just go with a regular LRM.
it was a Ripple. Yeah, I remember in the Confederation versus Xeon game on
Mhm.
PS2 way back in the day. Dead
That
gum.
was an awesome
It
game.
kind of like, oh yeah, it was. Anyway, without getting derailed here, dead
Mhm.
gum. It kind of ripple fired. So I mean, yeah, whatever LRM launcher we could fit on, we could fit in a
MML9?
handheld mount. Actually, yeah, an MML9.
MML9
wouldn't be
and
bad,
3
'cause-
tons. Well, you'd have 3 tons of reload on it. I
so
mean,
that
that's
gives you
tons
LRM
of
bombardment capability and
SRM
bypasses
and
the minimum range of the
Infernos.
LRM with SRM bullets. Yeah.
Infernos. Awful
that
things.
reminds me. I was trying to come up with more, make my missile boats more versatile. What's the better LRM load to put in to make your missile boat?
15s. LRM 15 is the best LRM.
No, I mean ammo to put into
Ammo?
it. Because
Ammo?
I'm using usually the
1
Thunder.
ton of always 1 ton of smokes. Because if you're not using smoke, you don't know how to play. That's
Yeah,
the start.
smoke is
Okay.
that's standard though for.
I mean-
when it comes to military, so yeah.
The only other thing, I mean, Deadfire can be fun, but it's very touch and go. Swarm can be fun, but it's also very touch and go. The enemy has to be, clustered up for it to be really good, and It's going to be good if you know you're going against a swarm of enemy, but it's not that great. Thunder.
I mean, if you're willing to go on
ahead.
about the thunder. No, do your thunder bit real quick.
Thunders are great in, once again, very specific situation. I mean, you're dropping mines. It's good. But the problem is you can't shoot those as regular missiles. They're going to be mines. So you can't, I mean, a regular, let's say you've got 3 tons of 15s, which is still a decent chunk there. A ton of smokes, a ton of regular or Artemis, and maybe a ton of Thunders. But even
with
there,
Thunders
are
you got to know a ton of rules for. You got to know what there's like 2 books worth of rules that you have to know for the Thunders. Is my only issue with them.
Yeah,
like yes, they are viable, and I do not mind a little bit of battlefield shaping. But honestly, I'd rather battlefield shape with smoke, because the smoke is a lot easier to handle than the Thunder minefield rules, and then getting into like, oh, are they vibro mines? Are they inferno mines? Are they like, no, dude, that's too much.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you're willing to pay the battle value taxation on them, you could go with semi-guided.
But those are expensive in BV. Crazy expensive.
They are
BV.
expensive in BV.
And you need a tagger.
And you do need, that's hence why I said, if you're willing to pay the battle value taxation on them to include having the tagging unit and stuff, you couldn't go wrong with semi-guideds. As an alternative, you could go with the poor man's semi-guided and go with NARC, which granted requires a NARC carrier, but
NARC carriers are rare, but you've got a few good ones floating around, like the Kintaro.
There are a few. And I mean, it was basically designed to be a NARC carrier, a NARC for itself and the rest of the Lance. But that's what I'm saying is that you could go with a Kintaro as your NARC carrier, and or anything with a NARC really. And you with NARC missiles, they get to work with SRMs and LRMs, and it's like, I think it's like you get this everything.
It's the same as an Artemis.
You don't get to ignore target movement modifiers like you do with semi-guideds, but you basically get the same indirect bonuses and all that good stuff. So, I mean, those are 2 options.
Pretty
as well.
useful if you're able to get them on the field. I mean, with
if you can get them on the field.
With 9 tons, you've got a few different options to go with. And I mean, they already built the chassis of the Valkyrie, which is the base for this thing, out of endo steel. So it's not hard to say that you have it. Let's put a cruise missile. No, cruise missiles, 1, don't work. And 55 tons.
Well, they do. It's just once you get all that tonnage and the carrier vehicle and the reload vehicle and everything going for you. Okay, I'm 150 map sheets away. We need to play this game out for at least 20 turns so my cruise missile can do something.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's like whenever I make, if I'm going to make a long-term campaign, I like having the versatility of having my, I refer to it as a battery, which is either it's my missile boats, which is a company of direct and indirect fire support, which is long-range missiles and Arrow 4s. And depending on what type of a unit it is, it's either foot artillery or horse artillery is what I refer to it as. And
okay, Canadian.
Canadian, dude. I'm an American. Get it right. It's just
we don't have horse artillery and Uncle Sam's misguided cavalry.
Your cavalry's helicopters now. Jeez.
Yeah,
buddy.
Hey,
and you can stick a large re-engineered with an AES in the arm as well. And I mean, this always goes to under 2.5 mil C-bills. So that basically means it's a mech that's dirt cheap in the end. Yes, it's not super versatile, but compared to a Valkyrie, it's still at least as versatile as a Valkyrie. Oh, sadness is Valkyrie is your name. But I mean, large engineered razor, EES, machine gun, not a terrible setup. You can stick a snub nose and a lot of stuff, or a regular PPC and a lot of stuff. I mean, the gym ground, what else was available on it? A shield, which is... it exists in Battletech, but it's never really good. Yeah, the big cannon, I don't think we'd be able to fit on there. Same with the rail cannon or the recoilless rifle. We don't really have that in Battletech. Well, rail cannon is a Gauss rifle, but I don't think you'll ever be able to find a Gauss rifle at 10 tons. Well, you have the AG 20, but you wouldn't be able to carry ammo, so that wouldn't be very useful. And it's a little bit clanner. Just a little bit. Oh, the SRM Trebuchet is awesome. Yeah, I love the SRM Trebuchet. It works wonders at causing trouble to people.
Well, the Trebuchet is still one of my favorite LRM carriers.
Well, Trebuchet is very reasonable in almost all situations, I would say. VSPs I'm never sold on, and I don't think, well, no, they wouldn't have him in the Federated Suns all that much. Large X Pulse.
I actually had a friend of mine that also enjoyed the hell out of the Dervish.
No, the Dervish is another very decent. It's decent. I would, if it didn't have the SRM2s and the arms, it'd be better, in my opinion.
Because he actually enjoyed using long-range missiles and short-range missiles more than he did any other type of weapon systems whenever he played. And I think because when the Artemis systems and all that started coming out, he got giddy. He giggled like a schoolgirl.
Now that's a silly setup I just thought of here. A light PPC and a PPC capacitor in each arm. Like two pistols. A double pistol gym.
That'd be pretty badass.
And
oh, you mean like what the
believe that setup.
Warhammer
I believe.
has?
the what?
The Warhammer Lamb has
Yeah.
light PPC and capacitor in each arm.
Well, I mean, light PPC and a capacitor in each arm. I mean, that means you can shoot a PPC every turn, basically, with an AES on top of it, meaning that you're decently accurate with it, even at shorter range, because that's going to eat up on the minimum a little bit. I mean, that would be...
It seems to me
I removed
like
the machine gun for it, though.
It seems to me like there is a GM from the Build Divers series that has little beam pistols, and I seem to also recall that there's beam pistols later on in the UC timeline, so it makes sense.
I mean, that's fun things you can do.
And with that capacitor setup, you're going to look like, what's his name from Tombstone after he walks out of the opium den, starts howling at the moon, and just doom, doom, doom his pistols down the road.
I mean, it's a fun idea, and it gives us the basic gem for that year.
I mean, it's a lot better than having 20 cent cannons, because it sounds good on paper. Believe me, doesn't work. The Novacat India, terrible mech. Worst mech in the game.
TSEMP. I mean, the worst thing is we could fit one on a 9-ton setup. You could go with a TSEMP gun, but it's just not good.
Well, do it anyway. In 8th MS team, they had they had a weapon gun that they're supposed to use. Yeah, it's a net gun, but I mean, if its purpose was to capture the mobile armor, T-SEMP purpose is to try and capture the enemy mech. So, yeah, throw a T-SEMP on there. Why not?
And I mean, you'd have 3 tons left. You can put an actuator enhancer on it, and you'd have 2 ton left for a shield. Because a light shield, if I remember right, on a 30-tonner is 2 tons if you wanted to put a shield on something.
Oh, we do need a light sheet. We do need a light handheld shield for the GM, because at least that ground combat model you're using in your picture, it does have a small shield. It doesn't have the big shield like the other, like the
No, the thing is,
Space GMs and stuff do.
all the other shields are terrible in Battletech. So the light shield's usable. The medium shield, you lose speed and you can't jump, and the large shield, you lose a lot of speed and you can't jump. So those two are really bad. The light shield, it's not very good, but it's not terrible. But I mean, as the one with the TSEMP, I mean, TSEMP, AES, so at least you're going to it with it. There's a good chance that it won't do jack, but at least it's going to it. And it fits easily. You've got that shield on the other arm to protect you. I mean, I'm going to use that as the base model here just for shits and giggles. There you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're mainly messing with tabletop. MechWarrior 5 doesn't allow as much customization and equipment as we're messing with now.
Oh yeah.
Gym Command. Just gonna mess with that one here. That's the one where I would go with a light engine. The problem is I could go 6.9 with it, but I'd lose. Because if you want the 6.96, I'm half a ton over. So I'd have to take off some armor.
And usually a command mech, you want to have a little bit better armor.
Well, it's called command is because it's a commando more than command. So
yeah, it's like one of them things where they also put their ace pilots in it and used it as more of a formation leader, but without giving it like additional comm equipment and stuff like that. And they were also more fine-tuned to an ace pilot. Most times when you see something with a grunt suit and it says like command or custom, it's because it's been fitted to that one pilot, or it's meant to be like a formation leader. Like I said, without having additional comm equipment type stuff. Though someone in the comments will come, oh, actually, the GM command that Reefer McDeefer used in this side manga that nobody ever read, it actually had an advanced targeting system on it, so you're incorrect, Tanky. I don't care.
There you go.
I'm not going to read that side manga. That I have to now go to eBay. I have to go to eBay. I have to pay $180 for this side manga, and then I have to tear the pages out, upload them to Google Translate, and get the Japanese translated out of it. Not doing it.
Yeah.
Glad
but I
you
mean,
did.
it has the
I'm not
same.
doing
It has the same room.
Tell us how you really feel, Tinky.
I actually don't like
equipment
Gundam.
Space. The same equipment space, but it's faster. A little bit less armor, but it's faster. So that would be a reasonable, evaluation of what it would be. And that's a 180 light. 180 light. Is it in production? Does anybody build 180 light engines? That's sometimes the art bit. I know the 180 XL exists from GM themselves. So
Hey.
I see.
No, how I really feel the short version. I like building the models, and some of the shows are cool, but it gets kind of tiresome after a while. I don't want to have to track down side mangas and cut scenes from video games, and their constant retconning and backtracking just gets to the point where I'm like, hey, I like building the models, and that's about it.
That's where I'm at with a lot of Gundam as well, I'll be honest. There is a 180 light from Defiance that exists, so that means at least it exists, so it would be possible to get.
Cool.
So the next step is to put an actual Clan XL engine in it. Built by GM.
That'll be your GM2.
That'll be your GM2.
And then when we start branching out into the Jestas and Jagans, that's when we're going to start putting Clan Tech on the thing.
More Clan Tech on the thing. But I mean, the things that the Federated Suns build in decent amounts, at least from what my calculations, Plan XL engines, not in large enough amounts that you're going to be able to equip an entire regiment of them. But, GMS started building them. Akanar and Korean, both of them build clan graded autocannons. So you've got a good block of stuff there. And Streak LRMs, not regular clan LRMs, Streak LRMs, because the people at Robinson build the Atlas 3, which has a Streak LRM in it, and they don't have a deal with any Seafox to get the parts. So they're the ones actually building the parts. Weird things in Battletech, I know.
Now, I can't remember who was telling me that they didn't like using Streak because it wasn't as accurate.
No, the Streak LRM is more accurate. You're going to get all your missiles hitting all the time. The thing is, you can't do indirect fire with it.
Ah, that explains it.
Because it's hard to get a perfect target lock on something you don't see. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
So there's limitations to it. So for someone like me who likes playing fire support and hiding in the back and lobbing missiles at people, it's not as good. For someone going on the front and shooting people, yeah, it is good.
So a Streak LRM would be awesome to put on my Thunderbolt.
Oh yeah,
Streak LRMs are really good for if you're doing direct fire support work, then it's viable.
Yeah.
It's a guaranteed 20 missiles hitting all the time. You just want it more in the direct fire support role than the indirect fire support role because it can't actually indirect fire.
I mean, the Thunderbolt 2C has a Streak LRM 15 as an example. And it's the same weight as an inner steer LRM rack. So your regular LRM 15, you swap it with a Streak LRM 15, it costs you a pretty penny, and the missiles are going to be stupidly expensive, but it's going to be very efficient and it's going to be pretty darn good in most situations. And this is, I think I still like the regular Thunderbolt more than the Thunderbolt 2C because I'm not sold on heavy lasers. I've never been sold on heavy lasers personally. I know they kill things quick, but not super sold on it.
Laugh since Sphinx 2.
What was it?
Laugh since Fireball 2.
Firemont H is not a good thing. Yes.
When you have
it's the Sphinx 4. It's the Sphinx 4 that has 10 heavy small lasers because something needs to die when it gets within 3 X's of you. Press button, delete target.
Sphinx 4 pilot is going to overheat, shut down, and be proud of the life that he lived.
When you got a 1-ton weapon that hits as hard as the ISPPC with the heavy medium lasers.
Yeah, the heavy medium lasers is pretty good. Takes 2 crits though. Anything that takes 2 crits for 1 ton, it starts being a problem fairly quickly. Because you might get to the point where you're like, well, I have tonnage left, but I have no room left inside my mech. I can't armor everything, but, that's not always something people want to do.
Well, and sometimes you can max out your flipping armor and you still got tonnage.
Oh, that's really easy to do on clan machines. Don't worry. I've been there. I've been there very, very, very often. Don't worry. That's why Arden armor exists. So you can put more armor on things. In the Viking with 32 Viking 2C with 32 tons of armor. Like, yeah, sure, you can shoot at it. Viking 2C is an odd duck. The thing is, with Arden armor, you get a penalty to piling rolls. So once your Viking 2C is on the ground, it's not getting up. That's the problem with it.
Yeah, but we're talking about a Viking 2C, which is no wait. I'm thinking the Yeoman. Sorry.
The,
Oh, cause the Yeoman, the picture that they showed
no,
of the
Vikings
Yeoman.
bad. Viking 2C
Oh
is
man.
70 missile tube. That's two 220s, 215s.
Yeah, but
Two micro pulse. No, two ER micros and 4 machine guns, because the shooting knees the exploding knees are always fun. That's a
because
classic.
I mean the Yeoman, the original artwork for the Yeoman, I was like, because I needed a better fire support mech that had a whole bunch of LRMs. So I was told, hey, the Yeoman's that way, you can use it. And I was like, hey, that's a pretty good name for an artillery mech that's throwing a shit ton of fucking LRMs, and that's the Yeoman. And I was like, maybe. And then the original artwork for the Yeoman was just horrendous.
No, it is the only artwork for the Yeoman. It is
And
the only artwork for it. The
Gotta be.
one thing that is better about the Yeoman than the Viking, it's half the price.
yeah,
That's the only thing that I would say the Yeoman's better than the Viking about, is that it's half the price. In terms of BV, oh yeah, the BV on the Viking is much higher.
Oh yeah.
But it is if you wanted a good fire support mech, there's very few mechs that are better than it.
see, what upsets
70
me the
LRM
most-
tubes, machine guns for things that get close by, decent amount of heat sinks. It's not super fast, but it works. The only problem is no case. But
I mean, the name of the Yeoman would work so perfectly for a cavalry artillery fire support mech.
Hello, Shockwave.
Yeah.
yeah. Reinforced internal structure is good. Bruce, I have fully agree with you on that. On a lot of mechs, reinforced structure is good. The problem is, often enough, you don't want to spend because I mean, if we were to go with a Valkyrie ear, like one of those gyms there, I mean, I go from having 9 tons left with endo steel to 4.5 tons left. Yes, my internal takes 2 hits to lose 1 point, and you're harder to crit. So there are big advantages to it. The latest Vindicator is built on a reinforced chassis, as an example, and it is not a bad thing to use. And I think I like reinforced internal more than Ardent in many situations. But Ardent does have a few fun things to it as well, so it's hard to say which is really better. And in what mechs have reinforced structure, there's a Vindicator, there's the new Evi Omni mech from Jotun Battle Works, and the Mastodon from Jotun Battle. No, the Rhyme Otter's a medium, I think. Is the Rhyme Otter
Rhyme Otter's
medium?
medium.
Yeah. The Rhyme Otter and the Mastodon are the other two with reinforced structure, and a Grizzly. And there's a version of the Grizzly with a reinforced chassis as well.
And we'll be getting an even newer Grizzly variant in the Aces box set that deals with the Wrestlehog Dominion.
Mm.
What it's going to be, I don't know, because we already have an Ilclan variant.
I mean, 5.5 tons for your base chassis. That's 11 tons that you spend on just the chassis. Yeah, for a physical attack Victor. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It's just that I haven't used it enough, the reinforced chassis, to really be able to give a good approximation on it. On paper, it is good. And it has, since you get a bonus to your anti-crits, it's good against true armor criticals as well. So it works. I'm just not sure how well it works and how effective it ends up being. But I mean, the Mastodon with 2 ER PPCs and 2 Streak LRM 20s, I mean, yeah, it's a 95 ton that might look a little bit undergunned because there's not a whole lot of guns, but those are very good guns. And you've got the heat sinks for it. So this thing here is kind of scary. to be honest. So this is part of things that I might mess with in the future, really. This is another thing we should have a model for. Oh well.
Yeah, that's one of the bad things about a lot of the mechs that are really, really cool. They just don't have minis for them yet.
Even Iron Winds hasn't made some of them, but this one exists as an Iron Wind mini. You can buy it from Iron Wind and use it to club your neighbor because it's about that big.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 2 pounds worth of metal. No, not that much, but you know,
It is a big boy. It is,
it is
truly
a big, nasty
a
thing.
big boy. And
I had a friend of mine.
I am a proponent of getting the Ironwind Metals Ares mechs for the sole reason that while it is cheaper to buy a 3D printed version or get a 3D printed version, it's like a big hunk of metal, and you can use it as a self-defense. You can use it in self-defense if you need to.
There you go.
Especially if you're
XXL
trying
mask
to,
supercharger on a Victor. Yeah, I can see that happening. I mean, that's not pretty, but it's gonna work.
Because,
Not liking assault mechs for missile boats. My problem with missile boats in that category is all of them have no arms, and no arms means that you fall and you're not getting up, which is not always a good thing, especially on a fire support unit that doesn't want to be laying on the ground. So I do prefer
like
the archer
longbow.
to almost fire support unit in the end.
Because I love the longbow, except for the fact it doesn't have arms. Its arms has been turned into, the missile racks.
Argyle, the problem with triple strip myomer in many cases is that you have to have a way to activate it efficiently and reliably.
Yeah,
and you can't have a mask at the same time as the triple strength myomer, so it has its limitations as well.
Against resistance.
And you can't have a AES either. So there's a lot of things that needs to be thought about. All right, I've gone long enough. Well, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, what's funny about no minimal arms quirk is that the longbow still has, most of those mechs still have arm locations that are full of arm structure and armor, so that they are still doing something. But if you look at the recent XTRO with the Republic tripods, they went out of their way to not. They gave them all no/minimal arms because, well, they're the tripods from World of Worlds, essentially. Okay, cool, tracking. But they don't actually. They went all in on it, and while they have the structure there, they don't have the armor there. So if you really want to mess those things up, all you have to do is hit them in their arms enough and then start going internal on their torsos. It's the wildest, silliest, craziest thing to me.
Well, there is a longbow like that as well. I can't remember which one who has it's the OW. Okay, that's the one here. That's 5 tons less armor than the original, and the original is already not super armor, 14 tons of armor on the basic one. So that's 9 tons of armor that's gone, and all that armor is taken off the arms. So the arms have 5 points of armor each. It's silly and almost useless.
You will be a backline fire support mech. You will stay in the back line as a backline fire support mech. We guarantee.
No, but that's the one that goes fast. That goes 6. That one goes 4-6.
Yeah.
Oh no!
That's the mobile one.
You can run away. You can flip your arms and run away.
See, that's the one that you want to put the void on. Put the void on that pig.
Oh no! But
don't want him seeing my ass.
Oh no! What happened? Oh no!
I don't want nobody seeing me. That way they can't shoot back.
There is no stealth longbows, but I think it's just because there's no room for it. But there is one with a Guardian. But that's the one with the 6 light AC5s.
Because I mean,
dude, I that reminds me. I need to hit up the mech guy on the mech guy on Facebook Marketplace who sells singles. I do need So I have a longbow mini. It is miscasted. Catalyst
Ugh.
gave me 2 right arms. So the left
Oh, man.
arm is showing the underside detail instead of the topside detail, and it just messes with me to the point that I haven't even touched it. But he's going to go into the chopping block and become the 6LAC5 variant because that's just silly.
And it surprises everyone that you're gonna play against.
Oh,
it's
yeah, I brought a
longbow.
longbow. I brought a longbow. Oh, okay, I don't need to see the record sheet. I know what a longbow does. Okay.
What is
How
that?
did you chop the legs? How did you chop the legs off of my light mech? It's 6LAC5s with precision and armor piercing bullets. Something was going to happen. And something did, for a change, happen.
Well, no, at that many, something will happen. Definitely. I mean, it's
But
a fun one. It is a fun one.
Truly.
Well, I still remember one of the games that we had. The longbow that I used had a anti-missile system on it, and the whole concept was to make sure, because I paired them up with some riflemen for anti-air, and was using them that way, and they were trying to use one of their infantry units to try to get behind them to take out my artillery. It didn't work so well because one, their attempts to move their infantry in using VTOLs, the VTOLs got shot down by by the riflemen. Then the infantry that survived that shoot down, trying to get to them, did not make it.
I mean, the MechWarrior Online version of the 13 NACE is 6 AC2s instead of AC5s. No. Don't think that.
Mom, I would
range,
like...
but it's not a ton.
Mother, I would like a Kraken battle mech so I can plink away at people with all my Ultra Autocannon 2s. Don't worry, baby, we have Kraken at home. And there's
It's
your
that
Kraken
piece
at
of shit.
home.
The one with a 4 snub-nosed PPCs, though, I'm okay with that, too.
Mother, I would like an awesome. Don't worry, Billy, we have awesome at home. And this is actually the good type of awesome at home. It's when Walmart Great Value has something that's better than the name product. Shout out Great Value brand Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the taste you can see and save on.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
God,
And that one is a mask as well. Okay. Fun shit.
Okay,
snub-nosed
so
PPC
this is...
and a mask on a longbow. That's just... People will not know what's
pull up
gonna hit them.
MUL real quick. I know
It
you're
doesn't
trying to go,
exist
but pull
in
up
MUL,
MUL.
but
Who? Oh, so this isn't a real.
that's a MechWarrior
version?
Online one. Legal. I mean, all the equipment on is legal. So,
Who would get such a mech in their lineup? Because I want to build it and run it.
that would be... No, it doesn't have enough rockets to be... Marion. Torians love their snub-nosed PPCs and their PPCs, so...
Okay, but I don't want to play as the Torians.
Yeah. Who else
I kill
runs it? Well,
Torians.
I mean, I don't know who would build that, to be quite honest.
Capellans?
It would have stealth armor in that case.
We drop the mask, we gain stealth. We drop the mask and some armor, we gain stealth armor. Damn, that thing would run hot, though, with 4 snubbies.
It would not run hot. You'd just cook yourself alive.
Yeah. Shoot, dude. I don't know who gets it then.
Barbecue.
I mean, it is supposed to be a Solaris mech in this case, so one of those.
Well, there was an
Solaris jock.
There was an XTRO Solaris, so boom, whoop, there it is.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching today. I'm going to try to do another stream again next week. Who knows who's going to be there and what we're going to talk about. I'm honestly not sure. I've just been painting like crazy for the past week. So remember to tell your mother you love her. And I hope you guys have a very nice